Hello everyone, this is Jasper once again. What we have right now is X-Men's Bishop from the Marvel Legends series. I recently acquired this figure and it got me thinking, what are the bishops available for us in Heroclix form? It was quite unfortunate that in the latest X-Men Dark Phoenix saga, there was no bishop figure in the set. For those of you who are familiar with Bishop, you would know that he is from the future and he time traveled to correct some mistakes of the past, and I think one of his major powers is energy absorption. So we're gonna look at some of the Bishop figures that I have personally in what we call, or what I would call, the series Figure Look at Bishop. Enjoy! First Heroclix Bishop that we are looking at is from the Mutant Mayhem set. Number 53, Bishop, 71 points, uncommon, keywords X-Men, Warrior, range 6, and team ability X-Men. This is a Golden Age figure. I haven't started playing Heroclix yet when this particular set was released. I think this is the time wherein there was no cards yet in Heroclix, and you can see that the dial is not yet our typical Oreo dial nowadays. So anyway, in terms of power, this particular Bishop starts off with 8 running shot, 10 attack, 15 defense, toughness, and 2 damage with outwit. And then on clicks number 2, 3, and 4, he would acquire range combat expert and then end his dial with regeneration. So obviously this is not modern, and looking at the dial, there seems to be really no representation of Bishop's energy absorption power. But I guess during that time, Heroclix is just beginning, so they just wanted to get figures out. So this is Bishop, number 1. Number 2 is from the Mutations and Mayhem set. Number 14, common. 100 points with 8 range, single target. Keywords are future, police, and X-Men. With the X-Men team ability indicated here, his real name is Lucas Bishop. So this particular Bishop starts off with 8 movement running shot with energy explosion, 17 defense energy shield deflection, and then 3 damage leadership. So the top dial, I think, is a fair representation of his energy absorption. Perhaps this is more of him absorbing energy and then releasing it as an energy explosion attack. So I'm not so sure why he has leadership though, but leadership is always a good thing. And then on click number 2, he will now replace his defense with toughness and then damage with outwit. Clicks 3 and 4, he would now move into a range combat expert, and then back to outwit on clicks 5 and 6, then end his dial with regeneration and range combat expert. So for 8 clicks, I think 100 points during that time, this is a somewhat decent figure. 11 attack, 3 damage is always good even in modern format. But clicks number 4 all the way to click number 9, where he dies, attack value of 9 and 7 for his last click, is really not going to fly in the modern age. So still, again, this is uncarded figure. The base is still the older base and not the Oreo base. So this is Bishop number 2. The third Bishop that I have in my collection is this rare Bishop from the Wolverine and X-Men set. He is number 32 in the set, which is a rare Golden Age figure at 140 points with 6 range, 1 single target. Keywords: detective, future, police, X-Men. Team abilities: X-Men and police team ability. So you can see here that this particular bishop can be placed in the X-Men Gold Strike Force team base. I was still not playing during this time when the team base mechanic was still active, so I heard stories about how powerful team bases are, but haven't really experienced them myself. Anyway, looking at his card, we can see that he has 10 movement at click number 1 with a special movement power, time slide. Once per game, give Bishop a double power action to use facing teleport. When you do, he can use probability control until your next turn, and after actions resolve, you may give him a close or range combat action as a free action. He has 11 attack. I think this is the sharpshooter attack ability. I'm not so familiar with it. I think what it can do is he has improved character and can target or do a range attack even if he is adjacent to a figure. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But he has again 11 attack with a special attack power, energy redirection. Bishop can use energy explosion. If Bishop healed from his energy absorption power since your last turn, he can use 3 targets and modify his combat values by +1. And he starts off with 17 defense, toughness, and 3 damage RCE. So for 140 points, it's really risky to use this bishop, although the first dial is quite good because again, he can do facing teleport and make an attack, and that means he can do an RCE attack. But the problem would be you need to give him a double power action for that. So for click numbers 2 to 6, he gains running shot, and then 10 attack with that special attack power, 16 toughness, and 3 damage with no power on click number 2. On click number 3 onwards, he gains a special defense power, which is energy absorption. When Bishop would take damage from an opponent's ranged combat attack, roll a d6 instead. If the result is 1 to 3, he takes 1 damage. If it is 4 to 5, he heals 1 damage. If it is 6, he heals 2 damage. So I think that's very good and a good representative of his actual abilities. So yeah, that would give him more sustainability and in terms of life and dial for 140 points. Click number 4 to 6, he has probability control, and then he ends with 8 movement, no power, 9 attack, penetrating psychic blast, 16 defense with that energy absorption special power, and 2 regular damage. So again, for 140 points, the first dial is especially good, but he might need leadership because again, he's doing double power action for that special movement power. But as a collection piece, you can see if you're collecting team bases, then this rare bishop is a must. Last bishop we are looking at is a limited edition from WKM P18-101. This is a modern age bishop at the time of the recording of this video. So this bishop is 75 points with 7 range, single target. Real name is Lucas Bishop. Keywords: X-Men, Future, and Police. Team abilities: X-Men and Police team ability. Looking at his card, he has 1 trait which is Absorb Energy. When Bishop is targeted by a ranged attack, after resolutions, heal him 1 click and remove an action token from him. I think that is a good representation of his powers. He starts the dial with 8 movement with special movement power from the past to change the future, facing teleport. When Bishop uses it and moves 4 squares or less, after resolutions, he may make a range attack with 10 attack value, 17 defense with energy shield deflection, and 3 damage with range combat expert. I guess the first dial is good because the special movement power is like would like grant him running shot, but better because it's facing teleport, and instead of regular attack and damage, he may trigger the range combat expert. So meaning he can possibly move through blocking terrain for squares, and then with RCE he can have 12 attack 3 damage, 11 attack 4 damage, or 10 attack 5 damage. So I would have loved him more if he had energy explosion, which was one of the common skills in previous bishop iterations, and then if he has, of course, indomitable. But PD team ability is always useful for X-Men teams, so I think he is a good bishop at 75 points. I haven't tried to use him personally, so maybe I'll try to form a team with him included. Looking at click number 2 and 3, he will now have a running shot with penetrating psychic blast, and then probability control. And then towards the end of his dial, he will gain sidestep, and then back to RCE, and then on the last click he would have that special movement power once again with 9 attack, 17 defense regeneration, and 2 damage probability control. So very top heavy. The first 3 dials are good. Unfortunately, doesn't have damage reducers on the first click, so that would really hurt him. But overall, I think, yeah, this is a fair bishop. There we go with our figure look video at bishop. Please mention in the comments below which bishop do you like the most, and what bishop do you like to see in the future. Please also comment on whether you like this particular video format wherein we look at specific Heroclix characters, so that I can make more of such videos. So thank you very much and have a good day. Bye bye.